and white is what I am, worn and torn, and between you and me, I'm looking for love so very true.
This is a free reading of No F in Murder, a musical theatrical comedy of manners by myself, Mavis Christine Bedford. It is published by Europe Books. The introduction. No Effing Murder is a play of cyber criminality, a hot topic on the news, and scammers who exploit the confidence of their victims through love or lack of it. Parallel to that, there is a true love story and two other main characters giving forth comic and anecdotic situations throughout. The play is interspersed with quiproquos or misunderstandings. This story is of interest to everybody, whatever their origin, creed, age, or sex. Taking the situation through to derision renders the comical side of the play. The numerous songs follow the thread of the story of love and woe, as well as fun with I'm on a dating site. Characters: Jim, piano player and composer, intellectual, snobbish, and in love with Sally's bum, then makes friends with Peter, the boy from Greg's next door. Sally, student, private detective, disguised as a hired killer and in love with a stranger from the web. This is Greg. She symbolizes all victims of these cyber crimes of love. Greg, the stranger from the web. Police psychologist disguised as a scammer, in love with his so-called victim, Sally. He is a very handsome black man with well-developed muscles. Peter, the boy from next door, police trainee, psychologist, falls in love with Jim's music. His vocation is to be a dancer, thus Jim, musician and shooting star, fascinates him. The dancers and singers and musicians. Drums, guitar, upright piano, saxophone and double bass, harmonica, etc. The dancers are like in the stalls in the bathroom of Greg, and they react to the happenings by onomatopoeias. During the telephone conversation between Sally and Greg, the dancers form a circle by lying flat on the floor like the African scammers at work. They are dressed in skin suits covering all their bodies and heads with luminous bands running down them. They have white cardboard masks with no faces on them. The actors should be in their early 20s and of different ethnic origins. One of the dancers should wear a dog collar to celebrate the wedding of Sally and Greg. A voice from above, cock. It crows at decisive moments throughout the comedy and appears before the final curtain as a projection, special effect, of the crow in Pathé News, so to speak. It also follows the moods of Jim. There are 11 different crows within the play. Options: protection of a cupid with a water pistol in a holster on his shoulder with all the currencies floating around him, and his bow firing poisoned arrows into the heart of Sally. Protection of Eros with a salad bowl full of banknotes. Warm-up actor who gives instructions and information to the audience. They could be older than the other players. Settings: Jim's bed sitter, stranger from the web's bathroom, a bar in which to celebrate the wedding. The theme music, I'm on a dating site, is played up to the raising of the curtains.
Are you home?
No, I'm young.
Are you white?
No, I'm black.
Are you blue-eyed?
No, I'm green-eyed.
Are you black?
No, I'm brown-eyed.
Are you blue?
No, I'm skinny.
Are you black?
No, I'm white.
Are you home?
No, I'm young.
Are you white?
No, I'm black.
Black and white is what I am. Worn and torn and between you and me, I'm looking for love so very true. Can you swim?
Yes, I can.
Can you dance?
Yes, I can. But I'm black and blue. Scooby-Doo, I need some loving. Choo-choo-choo.
Can you ski?
Yes, I can.
Can you snowboard?
No, I can't.
Can you tango with me?
No, I'm black and blue. Scooby-Doo, I need some loving. Choo-choo-choo.
Are you honest and fake?
No, I'm not. I mean, yes, I am.
Do you like Chinese cooking?
No, I don't. I mean, yes, I do. Scooby-Doo, if you do too. I'm black and blue. I need some loving. Choo-choo-choo.
You need what? You need what? You need what? You need some loving, tender care. Yes, I'm sort of lonesome and blue. That is black and blue. I need some loving, true and tenderness. If it's alright with you. Yes, okay, but if you sell and write poetry.
No, no longer do a sell. I write songs and I read a lot. That is, I used to do that. But I'm black and blue. Scooby-Doo, I need some loving. Choo-choo-choo.
I had a load on that back. Can you stop talking to me like that? I need some loving, true, and I'm black and blue. Scooby. Just a little kiss and why not cuddle? What about a smile? If it doesn't get you in a model, woo girl, goo girl. But can you ride a motorbike?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Would you like me like that?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
Act 1, Scene 1. The scene is set in Jim's bed sitter. There is a double bed on one side and the instruments on the other. An upright piano is central to the scene. Jim is in his bed and is waking up. He's wearing a t-shirt and a pair of boxer shorts. We can hear the birds twittering, we can hear the cock crowing, and Jim stretches. Jim, to himself and chanting, waking up early in the morning, a lovely morning in May, with a blank in my head, twittering all around me with my cock out of bed. Cock-a-doodle-doo, he said. Why can't he sing like everybody else? I wonder what cocks sing in Cockney. A voice from above, the cock number 1 in a playful attitude. Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo. Jim. Why can't he stop himself from cocking, crowing, so early in the morning? Doesn't he know it's Sunday, even if it's the month of May? Suddenly, there is very loud hammering on the door. Jim speaks loud in a posh voice to the audience. Jim, ironically mocking, "Oh my, what can that be? A knock on the door. Who can that be now?" Jim jumps out of bed, having pulled on a pair of jeans and still speaking confidentially to the audience. Jim, "It's Sally, the great-looking chick from upstairs. She's on a dating site, you know, looking for true love and some TLC ASAP. Let's let her in, eh?" End of chanting. Sally's theme music is played every time she walks sexily across the stage. Jim lets Sally in and moves towards the piano and sits down and just looks with languish at Sally's bum. Sally stays standing in the middle of the stage. She is very sad. Sally to Jim. "Hi, Jim. I didn't know you spoke to your cock." Jim. I don't, but my cock never stops interfering." Sally looks surprised and perplexed, but says nothing, just hunches her shoulders. A voice from above, the cock, provokingly, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo." Jim turns to the audience. Jim, heartbrokenly, "Wow, she's so beautiful, but she never gives me the eye. How am I going to exist without her? She's just stunning. I love her bum. I can't stop googling at it. Goggling at it." Sally comes over to Jim. Jim accompanies Sally with the piano. Projection of faces of different women of all ages and ethnic origins during the following song. The dancers dance as slow on stage during this song. Song number 1, Brooding, starts.
That's what I'm doing, I'm brooding. My eyes are sore and lonely, waiting for that somebody who loves me. Yearning, that's what I'm doing. Somebody who loves me. Longing, that's what I'm doing. I'm longing and lonely, expecting that somebody would take good care of me. That's what I'm doing, I'm seeking that somebody who loves me.
Sounds of the motorbike arriving. At this point, the magical act of making the motorbike appear from nowhere by Eric Bonner, illusionist of worldwide renown, could be introduced. Sally, I'm in expectation. I can feel his coming. I can hear his coming. This one could be the one. Theme song, I'm on a dating site, is to begin at this stage. Then the door opens. Enters Jerry, a lead guitarist. Jerry plugs himself into the mains and the song starts. Then the door opens again. Enter 5 dancers with wigs on their heads of different colours and dressed in skin suits with fluorescent stripes on them to be lit up by a black light. They hide behind the piano and pop up when their colour is lit and in turn according to the theme song. Sally is dressed in black leather trousers and a blue and black t-shirt blouse. She gets rid of the trousers during the song to be in a corset or shorts. Another knock at the door, the musicians enter. The drums are in the right-hand corner. Theme song. The theme song keeps on here, sung by all the players in turn, with Sally replying. Then the song really gets going, and there's dancing and singing and popping up and down on the stage. Song number 2, I'm on a dating site, starts here. Sally's trousers become shorts or a corset during this song.
Are you home?
No, I'm young.
Are you white?
No, I'm black.
Are you blue-eyed?
No, I'm green-eyed.
Are you black?
No, I'm brown-eyed.
Are you blue?
No, I'm skinny.
Are you black?
No, I'm white.
Are you home?
No, I'm young.
Are you white?
No, I'm black.
Black and white is what I am. Worn and torn and between you and me, I'm looking for love so very true. Can you swim?
Yes, I can.
Can you dance?
Yes, I can. But I'm black and blue. Scooby-Doo, I need some loving. Choo-choo-choo.
Can you ski?
Yes, I can.
Can you snowboard?
No, I can't.
Can you tango with me?
No, I'm black and blue. Scooby-Doo, I need some loving. Choo-choo-choo.
Are you honest and faith?
No, I'm not. I mean, yes, I am.
Do you like Chinese cooking?
No, I don't. I mean, yes, I do. Scooby-Doo, if you do too. I'm black and blue. I need some loving. Choo-choo-choo.
You need what? You need what? You need what? You need some loving, tender care. Yes, I'm sort of lonesome and blue. That is black and blue. I need some loving, true and tenderness. If it's alright with you. Yes, okay, but do you sell and write poetry?
No, no longer do a sell. I write songs and I read a lot. That is, I used to do that. But I'm black and blue. Scooby-Doo, I need some loving. Choo-choo-choo.
I've had a load on that back. Can you stop talking to me like that? I need some loving, true, when I'm black and blue. Scooby. Just a little kiss and why not cuddle? What about a smile? If it doesn't get you in a model, woo girl, goo girl. But can you ride a motorbike?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Would you like me like that?
Sounds of the motorbike arriving in the distance, then getting closer and closer. Stranger from the web, Greg enters on his toy Harley Davidson with little side wheels to balance the bike with. Sally, who's wearing her high heels and leather shorts, is completely seduced by this Greg. Jim goes into a corner and howls like a wolf, louder and louder, until everybody on the stage stops what they are doing, dancing and singing, and looks at Jim. Sally and Greg admire each other, but Greg seems to prefer looking at his motorbike. All together, "What's wrong, Jim?" Jim sings a sad love song. The warm-up actor shows his panel for the audience to croon, "Dooby-dooby-doo." Song 3, Sad and Lonely Over Her, starts here. Audience singing, "Dibby-doo, dibby-doo."
She don't love me, I'm sad and lonely over her. Dooby-doo, she don't cares for me. I'm afraid she'd leave, but she cares for him. Infatuatedly, she loves a motorbike, but he don't care for her. She don't love me, I'm so sad and lonely over her. Doo-doo-doo. And foolishly, she don't care for me, and all I see is her bum. Well, all I see is her bum bumming. All I see is her bum. I love her bum as well as her tongue, but she don't care for me. Do. All I see is her bum bumming. All I see is her bum bumming. All I see is her bum bumming. All I see is her bum.
Everybody exit except Sally and Greg. Jim, who stays at his piano, is watching and listening in amazement to Sally. Scene 2. Greg is admiring his motorbike with a duster in his hand to make it shine even more. Sally, to the audience, speaking, "Wow, he's so cool. He could be the one. Let's see how he takes it from here, eh?" Sally, moving over and swinging her hips and swaying to the rhythm of the drums and her theme music, seems ready to draw her gun from its holster on her swinging hips. She is speaking to the audience. Sally, "This is going to be hard. Let's move in for the kill. I'm young, I'm beautiful, and he can't resist me. I'm so intelligent, I'm brainy, I'm perfect, absolutely perfect." Sally, changing attitude, speaking shyly to Greg. Sally, shyly, "Do you like Chinese cooking?" Sally, to the audience angrily, "Why did I say that? I'm so stupid. This is going to be an endless chat on Chinese cooking instead of sex." Greg, to Sally, perplexed, "Not for breakies. And you, my dreamy black and blue baby, do you like Chinese for breakies?" Sally, to the audience pleasingly, "How am I going to get out of this conversation? Just tell me how." Sally, to Greg intellectually, "I saw Toy Story 2 before seeing Toy Story 1. Do you think it matters?" Jim, to the audience, killing himself laughing. "She's so sweet and sexy too with her leather pants on." But hush, let's see what happens next. Greg to the audience. She's crazy. Who likes eating Chinese while watching Toy Story 1 or even 2? I've got to win her over, so let's move in for the kill. I'm irresistible. I'm the love of her life. I've got to get her money. That's how it works. Greg to Sally. I just love eating Chinese and watching Toy Story 1 and even 2. In any order you like, baby, and even for breakies. I'd do just about anything for you, money. I mean, honey. Jim to the audience, confidentially as well as snobbishly. He's just as loony as she is, n'est-ce pas? There's no correlation between Chinese cooking and Toy Story 1 or even 2 or 3 for that matter, n'est-ce pas? How's she going to get out of this one? Let's watch and see. Sally to Greg. I've got to go now. My mum's calling me for breakfast. It's dawn. Voice from above, the cock 4 pleadingly. Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo. Greg to Sally questionably. Greg to Sally questionably. I can't hear your mum calling you. Cock. The voice from above. Exasperatedly. Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo. Greg to Sally shouting. I haven't eaten yet. Greg to himself encouragingly. Don't let her go like that. Move in closer, guy. Move in for the kill. You need her and her money. Go out and get her, mate. Man, convince her. Sally to Greg while exiting in a hurry. Okay, but you said you didn't like eating Chinese for brekkies. Okay, you said you didn't like eating Chinese for brekkies. Sally to the audience, muttering while exiting. I'm playing hard to get, n'est-ce pas? Jim starts playing. Warm-up actor shows the board to the audience for them to sing along with Whoa, 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 Whoa. The dancers sing along with Jim. They come back on stage in a little line with heads bent down, arms folded in Japanese steps to encircle Jim. Song number 4, Woe Begone, starts here.
Broadcasting love for her, but he's hiding somewhere. People, people, people. Who'll be tied anyone? I mean, my girl. Ooh, she's an easy prey to this con man, bringing along the way. People, people, people. Who'll be tied anyone? I mean, my girl. Ooh, yeah, who'll be tied anyone? I mean, my girl. Ooh. Declare that she's unaware of the danger that she's woefully running, woefully running. I'm gonna stop this ever happening. Love is on the air, but casting out for her, he's hiding somewhere. People. Who'll be tied anyone? Her, me, my girl.
Spotlight on Greg. Greg to the audience. I said I love Chinese for breakfast. Where did I go wrong? Where has she gone? Greg exits on motorbike with little wheels added to it, or on the side of the bike. Yes. A voice from above sings sorrowfully, cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo. Curtain. Act 2, Scene 1. Sally and Jim are poring over a new piece of music and song at the piano when Sally's phone rings at the end of the following song. Projection of photos of Greg during this song. Sally sings, Jim plays the piano. The dancers dance a samba during this song. Song 5, Virtual Dreaming, starts.
Was still waiting your call. Thoughts ramble around my mind. That you might not love me anymore. It's true, I've been so very mean, unable to be oh so very keen on virtual dreaming. I wanna feel your warmth, I wanna feel your breath, softly without and deeply within. I can see your pictures on a screen out there. I can hear your voice softly within, deeply without. It's true, I've been so very mean, unable to be oh so keen on virtual dreaming. You can be gently without of me, you can be briefly within me, you can strongly win me over through sending heavenly constellations via spiral galaxy undulation, which slightly embrace me and tell me over and over and on. It's true, I've been so very mean, unable to be oh so very keen on virtual dreaming. I'm no virtual love-making woman, no, not me. I'm a flesh, blood, and patient, and you know it, baby. My flesh is moved, my mind is blown, my blood flows free, deep, deeply from within my destiny. Virtual dream is my destiny. It's true, I've been so very mean, unable to be oh so keen on virtual dreaming.
Scene 2. The telephone rings. Projection of Eros with a salad bowl of banknotes. Projection of African scammers simultaneously or one after the other. Dancers form a ring on the floor in the same way as the scammers with the faceless masks on. Sally speaking or singing out loud into the telephone. Oh, hello, Sally speaking. Oh, hello, it's you, darling. Oh, you want to take me out for a meal, just the two of us? You and me, my love. Oh, you haven't any money because your credit card has been stolen. Can I pay? Why, yes, of course. Where do we meet? Oh, what? Your bike is being repaired, so you'll have to take a taxi. From the airport? Can I send you a money order for £50 so that you can pick me up? To go and eat together? Just the two of us? You and me, my love? Is that what you're asking? No problem. Where do I send it to? Abidjan? Abidjan? Where's that? Oh, you're working in Africa at the moment. How exciting. You're coming straight back to go and eat with me. Just the two of us. You and me, my love. Okay, what? You want me to send you the price of your ticket back from Africa for you to see me, my love? What are you saying? You didn't really want to tell me that you were injured during the accident and you need money to pay the hospital fees. Oh, golly, are you all right, my sweetheart, my love, my everything? Sally to the audience. Did you get all that? Warm-up actor shows a board with the following items written on it of the different sums of money asked from Sally. The same board could be shown on the electronic screen. Taxi, tick. Restaurant, tick. Flight, Abidjan, Paris, tick. Hospital, tick. Hotel, tick. Motorbike repairs, tick. Sally goes back to the phone conversation. You'll pay me back when you arrive. What? You love me more than words can say? Sally turning towards Jim. Poor sweet guy. Have you heard all the problems he has to come and see me again? Jim opens his mouth to speak, but nothing comes out. Sally speaking into the telephone. Okay, my darling, I'll send you the money tomorrow, first thing. Bye for now, sweetheart. Yes, I love you too, more than words can say. No, I won't forget. Of course, I'll send you the money tomorrow. Why tomorrow? Because it's too late to do it now. Yes, I love you too. Yes, more than ever. Jim to the audience, mockingly. She's being ripped off. She can't see it. She's so in love with this guy. Can I pay for everything, honey? Her reason is warped, n'est-ce pas? I must protect her. Shall I have him killed, this stranger from the web, n'est-ce pas? He must be knocked off, done in. I'll find a killer in the local ads, I think. I'll look into that later. Music starts. Sally to Jim, singing with joy. Isn't it wonderful that I have my holiday savings, that I can send him to get back here to me? He's really well off, you know, Jim. He's just going through the mill at the moment. We'll get by together. Love will see us through these trials and tribulations. Jim, you are joking, aren't you? Sally, you're just jealous because you haven't got anybody to love. You haven't got any TLC. You're all alone. Jim, you're dead right there, girl. But about this other guy, you are joking, aren't you? Jim to the audience. She is joking, isn't she? Audience instructed by the warm-up actor. Yes, she is. No, she isn't. Yes, she is. No, she isn't. Sally defiantly. No, I'm not. I have to help him get back here to me. Dramatically. Come what may. Audience instructed by the warm-up actor. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. No, she isn't. Song 6, I'll Be Waiting for Him, starts here.
I love him, he's mine. Wherever he goes, he finds. I'll be waiting for him. Wherever he needs me, I'll be.
With your checkbook, cause he's an internet crook.
He never deceives me. Whenever he needs me, fine. I'll stand by him.
Until the end of time you wait for him. Alright, for sure you wait for him with your credit card at the ready to bail him out of his poverty or found his liberty. So get your checkbook ready. Take you every penny, dump you, leave you crying, broken and dying, debt humiliated. Please listen to me, Sally.
Oh no, Jim, oh no. I love him, he's fine. Wherever he goes, he's fine. I'll be waiting for him wherever he needs me. I'll be
with a checkbook, cozy's on internet.
End of song. Sally exits. Sally's theme music starts. Jim to the audience. What do you think? Is he a crook or not? Audience, instructed by the warm-up actor. A crook, a crook, a crook. Jim, wait and see what the hired killer will do. Scene 3. This scene is set in Jim's bed sitter, and he's preparing to meet the professional killer he has hired. He's very nervous and is walking up and down the stage muttering to himself and the audience and regretting his actions. Jim to the audience. I shouldn't have done this. What was I thinking about? I'm crazy, plain bonkers about my warped angel's ass. Another knock at the door and Jim starts trembling with fear, making the audience laugh. Another knock at the door and Jim trembles even more. Another knock at the door, then the cock speaks. A voice from above, cock 7, severely. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Jim pulls himself together and opens the door. A private detective parodying Columbo walks in. Trench coat down to his feet, hat on head with dark glasses on, and a cigar in his mouth, swaying as he walks just like Sally. Sally's theme music plays. The hired killer, Sally in disguise, speaks to Jim in a man's voice. Hired killer, emphatically pronouncing the words kill and who. You're looking for a hired killer, mister? Who do you want me to kill? Jim faints, and when he opens his eyes, he sees the hired killer and faints again, making the audience laugh. Eventually, he gets up and keeps on trembling. Jim trembling. Well, you see, it's like this, hired killer, emphatically pronouncing the words who and murdered. Who do you want murdered, mister? Jim trembling. Well, you see, it's like this, hired killer shouting. Who do you want murdered, mister? Jim stuttering in rap. It's this stranger from the web. He's ripping my girl off. Well, my friend off. And you see, I love her and want her to marry me, but she's in love with him and, well, can you bump him off? Hired killer. No problem. How do you want him murdered? Jim. How? I don't know. Have you got a catalogue? A price list? Hired killer, speaking commercially. Yes, we have. There are some special offers on at the moment. Jim. Special offers? You are joking, n'est-ce pas? Hired killer. Not at all, as it depends on the killing. If you want the victim to suffer for more than 20 minutes, it's more expensive. Whereas if it's a quick kill, it's on special offer this week, with special points on your loyalty card. Jim. Can I pay in 3 instalments with no interest charged? Jim to audience. What am I talking about? What am I doing? Help me, please. The audience, instructed by the warm-up actor. Kill him, kill him. I heard killer to Jim. Yes, but you have to leave your credit card number and passport credentials. Jim, to the hired killer, I think I'd rather pay in cash and stay anonymous. I mean, I changed my mind. I don't want anybody murdered at all. Jim thinks for a moment. Jim, to the hired killer, is there a special offer on just frightening people? Hired killer to Jim, oh, you mean like saying boo? The drums sound. When you're getting out... Oh, you mean like saying boo when they're getting out of their baths? Sound effect, drums. The hired killer aims a gun at Jim and pulls the trigger, making a little flag pop out, and a loud bang is heard. Jim faints again and comes to immediately. The warm-up actor instructs the audience to laugh, showing a board with the word LOL. Hired killer to Jim. You see, it's a good way of killing people too, if they've got a bad heart. Has he got a bad ticker? Jim to the hired killer. I've no blooming idea. Hired killer to Jim. What message do you want me to give the victim? Jim to the hired killer. He's not the victim, it's me. I mean, it's my girlfriend. In fact, I don't know anything. My cock has had it. I mean, my goose is cooked. Hired killer to Jim. So the message? Jim to the hired killer. The message could be keep away from my girl or you're dead. Hired killer to Jim. But you said she was not your girl. How is he going to know which girl I'm talking about? Jim to the hired killer, exasperatedly. Does it really matter? Hired killer to Jim. Of course it does. It could throw him into complete confusion and make him retaliate. I mean, to react by asking me questions and all that. And that would be subject to VAT. How will I know it's him? Jim to the hired killer. That's easy. Just ask him if he likes eating Chinese whilst watching Toy Story 1 or 2 in the wrong order. And if he replies no, it's not him. If he replies yes, he's dead and you shoot him like you shot me. Laser effect for the shooting stars. Jim plays the piano standing up, singing to build up his courage. Song 7, I'm a Shooting Star, starts here.
I am a shooting star, I am a shooting star, I am a superstar. Beware, when I get my hands on you, beware, beware, beware. I've got a flagship AVO, carrying the big bang, flashing in its warnings, flashing in its warnings. So mind your step, 'cause it's on the salty tang. Heavy-o, don't mess with my girl, 'cause I'll get your hide and do you in the last loss for me, for me. 'Cause I'm a shooting star, Heavy-o, I'm a shooting star, Heavy-o.
Jim speaking. What am I doing? I shouldn't do this. Well, wait and see. Curtain. Interval. Act 3, Scene 1. The scene is set in Greg, the stranger from the web's bathroom. Greg is in his bathtub with his toy duck, having a bubble bath. The water is very deep. The dancers are like in the stalls in the bathroom of Greg, and they react to the happenings by onomatopoeias. The lyrics are projected on an electric panel. Song 8, My Lovely Yellow Ducky, starts. Greg. I love my yellow ducky, I love my little ducky, my lovely yellow ducky when he floats around the bath with me. Quack, quack. His bill sticks out, quack, quack, his tail points up, quack, quack, his eyes are black, quack, quack. He's buoyant and floats, he's light, and he spins around and around in my bath with me. Quack, quack. When I shove him down to the bottom, he thrusts right up and I've got him to float around in my bath with me. Quack, quack. In the meanwhile, the warm-up actor instructs the audience to sing the refrain, quack, quack. The lyrics are projected on the electric panel. He holds up a board with the following words on it. Archimedes' principle indicates that the upward buoyant force that is exerted on a body immersed in a fluid, whether fully or partially submerged, is equal to the weight of the fluid that the body displaces. The voice from above the cock sings Eureka. Greg is in his bathtub with his toy duck and having a bubble bath when the hired killer bursts into the room and aims and shoots the flag gun at Greg. A big bang is heard in the room. Hired killer. Boo! I mean, hands up. Greg pretends fainting and drowning in his bath. He has to come up for air from time to time, thus making the audience laugh. Hired killer to the audience. Oh my gosh, what shall I do? A naked man, a gorgeous naked man drowning in his bath. I'll have to put my arms around him like this. Oh gosh, and heave him up. No, I just have to pull the plug out. So I have to fumble between his legs. Oh my gosh, he's so beautiful. Got it. The plug, I mean. There now, the water's draining out, but not quickly enough. I'll have to put my arms around him and heave him up again. I think I'll give him the kiss of life. Oh, he's so beautiful. The hired killer, with his or her arms still clasped around the victim, gives him the kiss of life. Jim enters. Jim, what are you doing? Hired killer to Jim. It's not what you think it is. I'm trying to save his life. Jim to the hired killer. But you're supposed to be frightening him to bloody death. Hired killer. I did, but he's drowning, and that's not included in the price. Jim to hired killer. The kiss of life, neither. This is going to be ruinous. Did you give him the message? The hired killer to Jim. I didn't have enough time. He fainted before I could get a word in. That's why I wanted to revive him, to give him the message, you see. Look, he's coming round. So you give him the message. Jim to the hired killer. Me? No, the message was included in the price. It's your job to give him the message. Stranger from the web shouting. Where's my lovely yellow ducky? Who pulled the plug out? Who are you lot? What are you doing in my bathroom? Hired killer to Greg. I'm the bogeyman and I frighten people to death. I frightened you so much you nearly drowned before I could deliver the message. Greg, standing up, covered in sepsis. What message? Hired killer to Greg, losing all his marbles. I can't remember. Hired killer to the audience. He's just so gorgeous and black and beautiful. Jim to the hired killer. What do you mean you can't remember the message? Hired killer. I just can't remember. I really can't remember the message. Stranger from the web to Jim. I remember you. Jim to the stranger from the web. No, you don't remember me. I'm anonymous. Stranger from the web. You're what? Jim to the stranger from the web. Anonymous. Stranger from the web to Jim. What does that mean? Jim to the stranger from the web. It means you don't know me. Stranger from the web to Jim. So what are you doing in my bathroom? Jim to the stranger from the web. I'm not in your bathroom. I'm invisible. Greg to Jim. You're what? A special effect makes Jim invisible, or, depending on the theatre, he falls through the floor in a burst of light or smoke, only to pop back up again to speak again. Jim to Greg. Invisible. Greg to Jim. What does that mean? Jim to Greg. It means you can't see me. Greg jumps out of the bath towards and speaks to Jim in a threatening way. So, Mr. Anonymous, get out of my bathroom. The hired killer slams the door and interrupts the fight between the two. Special effect as the conversation goes along, we can see the goose pimples forming on Greg. Hired killer to everybody. I've remembered the message. Greg to the hired killer. Okay, that's great. Deliver. Hired killer to everybody. Well, I'm not sure it's the exact wording. Greg to the hired killer. Okay, that's great. Just deliver. Hired killer to everybody. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Greg to the hired killer. Okay, great. Just deliver. Hired killer to everybody. Well, it was something about leaving his girl alone or you're dead. Greg to hired killer. His girl? Who is she? Hired killer to Jim. I told you it would lead to confusion. Jim to the hired killer. It doesn't matter. I'm not here. I'm invisible. Greg to the hired killer. There he goes again with those hard words. What the effing hell do you all want? Hired killer to Greg. Well, I just wanted to give you the kiss of life, actually. Greg to the hired killer. You did that all right, baby. You did that very well. And when you pulled the plug out, I could read your thoughts. Jim to everybody. When? Tell me when. When did he pull the bleeding plug out? Hired killer to everybody. Well, it was when I was fumbling between his legs, wasn't it? Jim to everybody. Just don't tell me any more, please. This is becoming embarrassing. Hired killer to everybody. Why? What's wrong with fumbling between his legs to pull the plug out to save his life? Jim. You shouldn't fumble between the legs of any strange naked man in his bath, even to save his life. You should ask somebody else to do it. Dial 999 for goodness sake. Jim to the audience. What am I saying? He's a man, or isn't he? Greg to the hired killer. I enjoyed that. Hired killer to Greg. Me too. Wow. Your soap suds have gone. Would you like a towel? You might catch your death of cold. We can see your goose pimples, and you look like a... Special effects. Air pockets inflate inside Greg's tight-fitting suit so that his goose pimples become visible to the audience. Greg is visibly catching his death of cold. Jim to the hired killer, interrupting her or him. Why are you so nice with him? He's a bad guy and deserves to be frightened to death. Hired killer to Jim. Maybe, but not to drown to death or freeze to death. You're cruel. Jim to the hired killer. He's a crook and you're too sensitive to be a hired killer. I'm beginning to wonder if you're a man or not. You're more like a mouse. Greg. I'm not a crook, I'm a cock. I'm a cop. I'm looking into the psychological reasons why women fall in the trap of scammers on internet. And I fell in love with one of my bloody victims. Hired killer. You fell in love with one of your victims? Which one? Hired killer to the audience. Could it be me? Greg. I think she's called Sally and had some problems with the sequencing of events. A real nutcase, but gorgeous. She wanted to eat Chinese for breakfast, of all things, I ask you. Hired killer. She sounds completely crazy. You'd be better off not getting back in touch with her and keeping your distance, because it would seem that she's a private detective. Jim to the hired killer with disgust. What do you know about her? She's my girlfriend. That is a friend of mine. I'd like her to be my girlfriend, but I had to get rid of this rival to win her over. But it seems to have fallen through, 'cause he's still alive and kicking, and I've just got a bill for the services of this mouse. Hired killer. Who are you calling a mouse? I frightened him nearly to death. Jim. Yes, but you didn't have to prevent him from drowning, did you? N'est-ce pas? Hired killer. Yes, I did. Jim. No, you didn't. Hired killer. Yes, I did. Jim. No, you didn't. Hired killer. Oh, why didn't I? Jim. Because he was programmed to be frightened to death and you fucked it all up. Hired killer. Could you say that again in polite terms? No, I can't. You fucked it all up, and now I'll never get her to marry me. Hired killer to Jim, reproaching him. That's all very true. You'll never get her to marry you because she's in love with someone else, and she would never be interested by anyone oh so cruel as you. There is some hammering on the door and somebody shouting. Peter. What's going on there? A voice from above, astonished. Cock-a-doodle-doo? Cock-a-doodle-doo? Greg grabs a towel and starts drying himself off. The hired killer takes a cigar and starts pretending to be Columbo. Jim. I'm invisible. I'm the invisible man. Hired killer to Jim. You are joking, aren't you? Jim to the hired killer, exasperatedly. Oh, shut up and open the door. Hired killer to Greg. It's your door, so you open it. Greg, I'm a naked cock, and I mean cop, soaking wet and abused. Hired killer to Greg. Abused? You abused? Greg to the hired killer. You should know. You fumbled between my legs when I was drowning in my bath and taking advantage of the situation and me. Hired killer to Greg. I was trying to save your life. Greg to the hired killer. That's what you say. Hired killer to Jim. I was trying to save his life, wasn't I, Jim? Jim to the hired killer, exasperatedly. Oh, just shut up and open the blooming door. Jim to the audience, muttering. He saved his life all right, and he fucked it all up. Hired killer to Jim. I heard what you said, and I didn't fuck him all up. Hired killer to the audience. Unfortunately. Jim to the hired killer, exasperatedly. Oh, just shut up and open the door, will you? Jim to the audience. I didn't say he fucked him. I said he sucked it. I mean fucked it. Oh, what the hell? Jim to the hired killer. Open the bleeding door, will you? Hired killer to Jim. It's his door, not mine. The hired killer goes, opens the door, and there is nobody there. Then all of a sudden Peter pops his head around the door and says boo. A big bang resounds. Jim faints, the hired killer faints into Jim's arms, and the stranger from the web trips up. He is setting off to take the hired killer out of the arms of Jim, but he slips on the wet floor and half falls back into the bath, bumping his head on the taps, and is really knocked out. Another big bang resounds at the time of the collision. Peter, innocently, oops, what have I done? I was just joking. Jim coming round. At last somebody who knows they are joking. Jim to the audience. Whose is this body on me? Jim fumbles around the outline of the hired killer and looks completely stunned. Jim. This is no man. This is no mouse. It's a woman. He fumbles around her bum and exclaims, Why, it's Sally! He bursts into song while swinging her inert body like a rag doll around the stage. Song 9, My Sally, My Darling, starts. Jim. My Sally, my darling, is safe and sound. My Sally, my darling, I'm so happy she's around. But she's not coming round. My Sally, my darling, is safe and sound. My Sally, my darling, I'm so happy she's around. But she's not coming round. Jim continues dancing around the floor with Sally in her rag doll-like appearance. He suddenly stops, sits Sally on his knees and pretends she is a dummy. Jim speaks for her and himself like a ventriloquist, making his voice seem to come from her body and moving her head towards him whenever she is supposed to be speaking. Sound effect. Jim speaking with male and female voices according to the character concerned. Jim. Hello, Jim. Hello, Sally. I'm in love with you, Jim. I'm in love with you, Sally. I want to marry you, Jim. I want to marry you, Sally. Sally comes round. Sally. What are you doing? Jim to Sally. I was abusing you. I was fumbling around your bum to save your life. Sally to Jim. You were doing what? Jim to Sally. I was fumbling around your bum to save your life. Sally to Jim. You are joking, aren't you? Jim pointing to Peter. No, he is the one who is joking. He said boo. Sally pretends to faint again into Jim's arms, who holds her tenderly. Just at that moment, Greg pops his head from the bath. Stranger from the web. What does that mean? Jim to Greg. What does what mean? Greg to Jim. What does fumbling mean? Jim to Greg and the audience snobbishly. To fumble means to move clumsily in various directions using the hands to find one's way. In the meanwhile, the warm-up actor holds the board up with the definition of fumbling on it. Jim. To fumble means to move clumsily in various directions using the hands to find one's way, to pulling the plug out, for instance. Jim to the audience. N'est-ce pas? Greg to Jim. Aha, you see you are not anonymous. You are an invisible virtual dictionary. Jim to Greg. Oh, go and get stuffed, you chicken. Greg to Jim. It would appear that I already have been, with all this fumbling going on. Peter from the outside. Hey, what's going on here? Jim. Nothing at all. Who the hell are you? Peter to Jim from the outside. I'm the boy from next door. I'm a dancer and I dance in the street. That is, it's my passion to dance in the street. People say that you're a superstar. Your music sends me reeling. Greg from the bathtub. Oh, Peter, my guardian angel, come and help me out of the bath. Peter to Jim from outside. What was that word again? Jim. Fumbling? Well, fumbling means to move. Peter to Jim from outside. Oh, okay, stop. I remember, even if you are virtual. But you are not virtual for me. You are beautiful, talented, and cultivated. I love your way of being a walking dictionary. And even more so as you are a musician and I'm crazy about hip-hop and rap music, even if I'm a cop. Peter dances hip-hop with the dancers. Song 10, Hip Hop Boo Boo 2, starts here. Peter, let me show you how I can hip hop boo boo too, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too. I'm Peter, the street dancer, and I love superstars. Chorus and dancers. 'Cause I can hip hop boo boo too, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too. Peter, I'm Peter, the hip hop dancer, and I love shooting stars. Dancers and chorus. 'Cause I can hip hop boo boo too, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too. Peter, I hip hop in the street to freak everyone out I meet. That's why I'm so very, very neat. Chorus. 'Cause I can hip hop boo boo too, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too. Peter, I'm Peter the street dancer, I'm Peter the hip hop dancer. Chorus and dancers. 'Cause I can hip hop boo boo too, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too. Peter, I love musicians, oh, who play the piano with rap in their fingers and follow the beat. Dancers and chorus, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too. Peter, my eyes are on you, Jim, 'cause I'm virtual on you, Jim, but I'd like to be real to get you out of jail. If Greg prosecutes you, I'll come to your rescue. Dancers and chorus, 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too, 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 'cause I can hip hop boo boo too. Jim intrigued. That's just great. We'll talk about it later if you don't mind. I'm busy with my idea of marrying Sally. Hired killer to Jim out of the blue and just coming round from her so-called stupor. Oh, that's marvellous. You're not only invisible, anonymous and stupid, you're also a virtual coward, chickening out of this affair. Jim to the hired killer. And you're Sally, my one and only love. I'm going to marry you. Hired killer. You're crazy. I'm not on special offer. It'll cost you a fortune. Peter remembers Greg and runs to help him out of the bath. Greg from his bathtub. Does it include VAT? Jim to Greg. You go and get lost. Jim to Sally. Sally, say you will. Jim kisses her passionately and lets her hair fall down. Sally to Jim sarcastically. Let go of me. Well, you are really joking this time. I'm not sure I'm still in the catalogue. You'll have to wait until the new edition comes out next year or the year after. Greg to the audience. She's stalling 'cause she's mine. Audience, instructed by the warm-up actors. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. You know she is. You know she is. Greg to Peter. The game is up, Peter. They know who we are. Peter to Greg while walking off stage. Right you are, sir. I'll get your clothes. Greg to Sally. I thought you were in love with me, not him. He's an illusion. He's not here, remember? Sally looks up and sees this beautiful naked black man looking at her. She releases herself from Jim and walks swinging her hips in a swarmed gait into Greg's arms. He isn't really naked. He's in a skin-coloured, tight-fitting gym suit. Sally to Greg. Do you love me more than words can say? Greg to Sally. Only if you give me all your money. Then he kisses her. Greg. Will you marry me, my little honey of a private fumbling detective? Sally to Greg. Yes, I will, Greg, I will. I love you more than words can say. Jim runs out of the room, feeling really down in the mouth. Jim mumbling to himself. I'm glad I'm anonymous. If he's really a cock. Oh, bugger, I mean a cop. Curtains. Interval. Act 4, Scene 1. This scene takes place on the terrace of a cafe. The tables and chairs are on the left-hand side of the stage and the musical instruments on the right-hand side. The dancers are sitting at the tables up to the beginning of Song 11, Rippling Stardust. Greg and Sally arrive on the stage on their Harley Davidson, both dressed in the leather gear of bike riders, ready to speed off on their honeymoon to the USA. They sit at a table where they drink champagne together while singing the song. Greg, on his knees, proffers a beautiful engagement ring to Sally, who puts it on her finger, and then there are dazzling, sparkling lights everywhere coming from the ring. Special effects, sparklings from Sally's diamond ring, sparkling from the champagne glasses, and the eyes of Sally and Greg with the projection of love light from their heart from one to the other. A ceiling of stars surrounds the theatre. They are very much in love, so they sing a beautiful love song together and to each other. The dancers sing the background music, and Song 11, Rippling Stardust, starts.
My darling, please surrender to what I plead. Cause the moon shine in her eyes Exhale to love light from my heart. Stardust rippling up and down her spines, rocketing us toward heavenly shines, making her smile to dwindle into lust, fired by rippling stardust. Spangles from my crystal glass, mountain exploding to nothingness, reflecting from her entrails. The effervescence of a soul buried deep within our wrestling happiness. Darling, daring my ultimate request, will you marry me, princess? Never bold the words have been spoken, whilst proffering a sparkling token. Starlight twinkling from above, quenching not all our below, waiting our heavenly appetites in the rejoicing of a fast. Gleaming teardrops of a brimmy crystal glass, exploding not into nothingness. And this is waiting our heavenly appetites in the effervescence of our happiness. Spangles from your fingertips, exhale the love light from your heart. Stardust rippling up and down the spines, rocketing us towards heavenly shines, making us smiles to dwindle into lust. Darling, daring my ultimate request, will you marry me, princess? Never bold the words have been spoken, whilst proffering a sparkling token. My darling, please surrender to my pleas. Goes the moon shine in our hearts, exhales the love light, exhales the love light, exhales the love light, exhales the love light from our hearts, oh, from our hearts, from our hearts, exhales the love light from our hearts.
Sally puts a see-through white veil on her head and sexy garter on her leg, and Greg lets show his dicky bow for the happening. They celebrate their wedding with a dancer wearing a dog collar. The vows are taken to the music of Mendelssohn. Greg: I take you, Sally, for my wedded wife, to cherish and to hold, until death us do part. Sally: I take you, Greg, for my wedded husband, to cherish and to hold, until death us do part. Dancer with a clerical dog collar on: I now declare you man and wife. You can now embrace the bride. Greg kisses the bride, then Sally turns to the audience and throws her bouquet amongst them. The actors accept Sally and Greg, who are watching the show, sing, act and dance to the music of song 2, I'm on a Dating Site. Jim takes over the piano in the middle of the stage and Peter dances with the other dancers. At this point, the laser show could take place, starting from the ring on Sally's finger.
Are you home?
No, I'm young.
Are you white?
No, I'm black.
Are you blue-eyed?
No, I'm green-eyed.
Are you black?
No, I'm brown-eyed.
Are you blue?
No, I'm skinny.
Are you black?
No, I'm white.
Are you home?
No, I'm young.
Are you white?
No, I'm black.
Black and white is what I am. Worn and torn and between you and me, I'm looking for love so very true. Can you swim?
Yes, I can.
Can you dance?
Yes, I can. But I'm black and blue. Scooby-Doo, I need some loving. Choo-choo-choo.
Can you ski?
Yes, I can.
Can you snowboard?
No, I can't.
Can you tango with me?
No, I'm black and blue. Scooby-Doo, I need some loving. Choo-choo-choo.
Are you honest and fair?
No, I'm not. I mean, yes, I am.
Do you like Chinese cooking?
No, I don't. I mean, yes, I do. Scooby-Doo, if you do too. I'm black and blue. I need some loving. Choo-choo-choo.
You need what? You need what? You need what? You need some loving, tender care. Yes, I'm sort of lonesome and blue. That is black and blue. I need some loving, true and tenderness. If it's alright with you. Yes, okay, but do you sell and write poetry?
No, no longer do a sell. I write songs and I read a lot. That is, I used to do that. But I'm black and blue. Scooby-Doo, I need some loving. Choo-choo-choo.
I had a load on that back. Can you stop talking to me like that? I need some loving, true, and I'm black and blue, Scooby. Just a little kiss and why not cuddle? What about a smile? If it doesn't get you in a model, woo girl, goo girl. But can you ride a motorbike?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Would you like me like that?
We are so good. Yes, I would.
When the song and dance are over, the players bow to the audience. Sally and Greg leave the stage with Just Married attached to their Harley Davidson and waving to the audience. Sound effects of motorbike leaving the stage. A voice from above the cock 10 appears before the final curtain as a projection special effect of the crow in Pathy News, so to speak. Final curtain.